What's up, guys? My name is Jerry, and today's video is going to be on the Detroit Pistons, and we're going to be talking about what you can expect from this team for the rest of the season. And we're going to jump right into the video. And looking at the Detroit Pistons so far this season, I thought we were going to be a little bit better than what we was. Solely because of the fact that we were able to acquire Cade Cunningham with the #1 pick. And then I thought guys like Saddiq Bey, Killian Hayes, and Isaiah Stewart, I thought they were going to take a bigger step than what they've already taken so far this season. And unfortunately, that just hasn't been the case so far. And even though we're sitting at the bottom of the standings, Troy Reaver in the front office, they still think that we're moving in the right direction. And I would have to agree with them. And that's only because we were able to acquire Marvin Bagley at the trade deadline. And there's two reasons I'm so big on him. Number one is because in the 2018 draft, he was the #2 pick, drafted above Trae Young and Luka Doncic. So the potential is there. And then also he fits the timeline of this Pistons team. He's only 22 years old, so he's going to be able to grow and develop with the other young guys on this team. So those are the two reasons I'm so big on Marvin Bagley. And the Pistons did something very important. Before we went into the All-Star break, they were able to break that 8-game losing streak on the road against the Boston Celtics, and it came down to the very last shot. And I think games like that is so vital for young teams, and I think that was a really, very solid and key win. So now we're at the All-Star break, and Dwayne Casey, he's going to look over his team, look for minor adjustments, look for minor changes, minor adjustments. And I don't see him changing. I don't see a big system overhaul coming. I think he's just going to tweak the offense a little bit. And some of the things we can expect, I think we're going to see a lot more Marvin Bagley pick and roll. And I think I think Marvin Bagley and the pick and roll is gonna speak volumes for this team, especially when we got passers like Cade Cunningham and Killian Hayes. Those guys are great playmakers, and Marvin Bagley is he's one of the most athletic bigs in the league. So that's his game, thriving around the rim. His game thrives around the rim, and he's a great roller. He's a lob threat, and him being athletic and a good finisher at the rim is going to benefit Cade Cunningham the most, because as you guys know, something we didn't have before Marvin Bagley came to the team was a lob threat, a big that can go up and catch oops. So now we have Marvin Bagley, and now that's gonna make defenses guard Cade Cunningham more honest when Marvin Bagley gets more adjusted to the team and learns all the plays, because he hasn't been here for that long. He's going to be able to play more minutes with Cade, and their pick and roll is going to be very filthy, because now when Cade is coming off that pick, you can't really trap him as much, because now he has that security blanket in Marvin Bagley that he can dump the ball down to. And then now it's going to open up, not only that, it's going to open up things for other shooters as well, because who knows, depending on how a team guard the pick and roll, some teams might just collapse and try to do one big rotate. And Cade Cunningham is such a gifted and such a smart player. He knows when to make the right pass, and who's ever spotting up, whether it be Jeremy Grant or Saddiq Bey, he's gonna be able to put that ball right in their shooting pocket. So Marvin Bagley in the pick and roll is going to open up a lot for Cade Cunningham, and then the teams are deciding just to play it straight up. Now Cade Cunningham is in a one-on-one situation, so I really like that. And then another thing we can expect to see in the second half of the season is, I think Cade Cunningham is about to go on a run for Rookie of the Year. And I think right now the two rookies in the conversation is Evan Mobley and Cade Cunningham. And I just want to put something to rest. Cade Cunningham definitely should have been the #1 pick this season. I don't think Evan Mobley, Scotty Barnes, I don't think any of those guys should have went over Cade. And something I see in Cade is that he's just very cool and collected. And when he's on, when he's on his game, the way he plays, the way he gets his buckets, he's so cool and so calm and so collected. It doesn't even look like he's trying. It looks so effortless for him out there. So I like that about Cade Cunningham. And coming into this season, he missed training camp, had that rough start, and everybody was calling him a bust after a couple of weeks. Like, that makes no sense. And even though still going through all that, dealing with that ankle issue and missing training camp, he still right now is averaging 15 15 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds, which is really impressive for a rookie. And something that I think Cade Cunningham, I'm not saying he's the perfect rookie, something he needs to improve on is number one is consistency, and that's with any rookie. That's a given. And then also I would like to see him get a little bit more aggressive. Cade Cunningham, I did not know this until I was doing my research on his stats and stuff. He's only getting to the free throw line twice a game, and I feel like he could easily be averaging 20 plus points per game if he was getting to the line. But I really like what I've seen from him so far this season, and we got 24 games left, and I think he's going to benefit well from this All-Star break. And now he knows what to expect from the NBA, what to expect from defenses, and now he's getting Jeremy Grant back. I think it's going to be a lot easier for him, and I think he's going to come in and steal the rookie of the year from Evan Mobley. Right now, I would say it's neck and neck, and I'm only leaning towards Evan Mobley because he's a little bit more efficient. And then, of course, his team is in playoff competition right now. So, but Cade Cunningham, he has 24 games to outshine him, and I think he will. And then, lastly, I think this thing right here is the most vital, that the Detroit Pistons need to build chemistry, and they need to be more cohesive as a unit. And I just kind of want to go back to that Boston Celtics game. Down the stretch, we looked a little bit shaky because you can tell that Dwayne Casey and the players, they don't really know who they should have went to down the stretch. They don't know if they should have went with Cade Cunningham or Jeremy Grant, because Jeremy Grant, he was having it cooking in the fourth quarter, but Cade Cunningham has been the closer. He's been the closer while Jeremy Grant was out dealing with his hand issue. So that's that right there. I think that's something we have to figure out. Who are we going to go through in those situations? And then on the defensive side of the ball, I think we have some pretty good individual defenders on our team, but when it comes to things like rotating or just talking on defense, I think we need to get better at that. There's been a couple of times this season where we gave up 70 points in the first half, and that's just unacceptable. So I think that right there, just building chemistry, being more cohesive, because I like the group that we have, and I think we just have to figure out what is Jeremy Grant's role going to be with our young group. Is he going to be our number one option until Cade Cunningham get better? And me personally, I would just hand the keys over to Cade Cunningham, because that's just usually how you let your young talent get better. You got to give them more opportunities. And I think Cade Cunningham, I think he's good enough right now to be the best player on this Detroit Pistons squad. Even though I love Jeremy Grant, but Jeremy Grant, his ceiling, even though he is a 20 points per game type of guy, a 20 point per game scorer, he's still on a championship team is probably going to be second or third option. So I would just hand the keys over to Cade right now. But that's something that the Pistons got to come together as a group and figure out who's going to be our number one option. Who are we going to go through in closing moments? Because in that Celtics game, we looked a little bit shaky down the stretch, because it looked like they didn't know who they wanted to go to. So that's really going to be it for this video. Just wanted to touch on what we can expect from our team for the rest of the season. And I know it's been a very rocky season, because there's been a bunch of games that we could have won, and we just ultimately crumbled. But I think I love how things are looking for the future, especially if we get another lottery pick and Marvin Bagley can pan out what people thought he was going to pan out to be. And I think he's going to be able to do that with this Pistons team. And I can't wait to see him and Cade Cunningham get a little bit more minutes together. But if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, and then comment down below what you expect to see from the Pistons for the rest of this season. And then subscribe for more weekly content. We do this all the time, man. And that's Curtains.